Well, fracking for natural gas is being discussed once again in New York State.
A proposed ban on a new method which uses carbon dioxide is moving ahead in Albany. And today, our New York Capitol correspondent Elise Klein brings us the very latest on this issue. Elise, what can you tell us?
Nick, Renata, good evening. Lawmakers seem to be split on this issue here. Some Democrats say this is a loophole that needs to be closed, while some Republicans say there is not enough research on this type of fracking and its effects. But the legislation is advancing. It was passed in the Assembly last week, and just moments ago, it passed in the Senate. About a decade ago, the state banned high-volume hydraulic fracturing for natural gas. But now an out-of-state company seeks to use liquefied carbon dioxide to frack the southern tier's shale formations and extract methane trapped deep underground. New legislation would expand the state's fracking ban to include CO2 practices. The bill's sponsor, Senator Leah Webb, says this legislation is an important step to not only protect the environment, but public health.
For residents in the southern tier, and I would also say across the state, having our waterways, exposed to toxic chemicals, whether you live in the southern tier, here in the Capital District, Buffalo, New York City, we all need access to clean water.
Some Republican lawmakers argue there isn't enough scientific research on CO2 fracking, and they worry about the economic impacts this legislation could have, especially for the southern tier.
It's nothing but an economic negative to New Yorkers, and it's not based in science. It should be something that should be being pursued to see whether it's feasible, see whether it's reasonable. We don't even know whether it's feasible.
O'Mara adds natural gas exploration would bring wealth to southern tier communities.
And that would be a huge boon to businesses, in particular manufacturers, and we need those manufacturing jobs. And we're seeing manufacturers flee New York because of the cost of doing business and these types of restrictions on their ability to do business.
If signed by the governor, this legislation would take effect immediately. Reporting live, Elise Klein, WENY News. Nick, Renata, back to you.